The open world genre has been a staple in video games for many years now, and many games have attempted to create a world that would keep us hooked for hours on end. So how does a game that is focused on an open world which is 95% underwater, and whose main character is one of the deadliest creatures known to man, measure up? I'm Sam Ince from the Beta Network, here to help answer the question, should you play Maneater? Maneater, also known as the ShaRkPG, well, an RPG, but with sharks, is a revenge story. It is about a young shark whose mother is killed by a hunter named Scaly Pete, and its meteoric rise through the food chain to find its way back to Scaly Pete and kill him. There isn't much more to the story than this. After all, this game is focused on wreaking havoc as a shark that is constantly evolving. However, the story is presented in a sort of documentary style, almost as if the player was observing Shark Week, but from the perspective of the shark. Chris Parnell also lends his voice to this game, as the narrator that gives insight to the different tasks that the player does, as well as advising the player of what is happening in the world around them. This is definitely one of the best parts of the game, as Chris Parnell often has hilarious commentary to add to various actions that the player takes.
Believe it or not, people paid over $12,000 to sleep in these tents and listen to Swedish DJs for an entire weekend.
The story mode will only take around 10 hours to complete, with completing the game 100% only taking a few hours more. The game is divided into several regions, which all have their own unique aesthetic, but have similar side quests and collectibles. Completing these side quests, from defeating hunted enemies, which are creatures that have been a real danger to humans and also to you, as well as finding all the collectibles, can actually be quite fun at first. However, like many other open world games, Maneater suffers from a rinse and repeat formula that can really make it feel like it has been padded out for the sake of more game time. There are only so many times that we would like to jump up onto the beach and eat 10 humans and then avoid or fight the hunters and move on to the next place to do it all again. I enjoyed my time playing as the shark, with gliding through the water with its fins sticking out being a particular highlight. However, the combat leaves much to be desired. One of the first challenges in combat is that there is no defined lock-on system. There is a focus threat button that can be pressed, but due to the fact that there may be many threats in the area, and the lock-on does not stick to one target, this feature becomes quite useless. A proper lock-on system is sorely needed because many of the creatures move around erratically, and also because the shark's movement is based on momentum rather than individual steps, making it very difficult to keep track of an enemy. Oftentimes, I would be battling one creature and it would dart behind me, breaking the threat focus and meaning that I would have to build up the shark's momentum to turn it around. And by that time, the enemy would have moved again and would have attacked me from off screen. This frustrating issue occurred quite frequently, leading to some unavoidable deaths. And this game will punish you for dying, meaning you may have to reattempt a side quest, even if death occurred after the side quest was completed. The RPG system in this game is also not that deep. It offers only 3 sets of upgradable evolutions for the different parts of the shark, which help alter its stats a little, and that's it. There are no skill trees or major customization options, just a few different choices for the shark's head, body, fins, jaws, and tail, and also the 3 organ slots. The overall presentation of this game is another of its highlights. From the murky waters in the Fortic Bayou to the rich city skyline in Sapphire Bay, each area has unique designs that really help with player immersion. Swimming underwater looks fantastic, with a large variety of sea life being present in the game. A favourite of mine is seeing a large group of seals darting around together, swimming back and forth. However, this is mainly because it means that my shark gets to eat. Jumping the shark up onto the shore into a group of humans is also still one of the funniest parts of the game. Plus, the way the shark hops around once it's out of the water is also just a hilarious sight. Maneater does suffer from some technical issues, most notably the inconsistent frame rate. There were many times that the game would slow right down to a crawl mid-fight, on one occasion even leading to the game crashing. Anytime there was a lot of wildlife around, the game would begin to slow down. Most times this would be quickly resolved, but there were times that it would continue for a while. One hilarious glitch that I came across in my time playing Maneater was whilst attacking a group of humans. One human in particular decided to just start running on the air up into the sky. So, should you play Maneater? Well, it depends. It is definitely an entertaining game that will leave you laughing several times over. However, don't expect to get the level of depth and intrigue that you may find in more popular RPGs. However, the potential is definitely there, and every video game series has to start somewhere, right? Hopefully the devs go back to the drawing board and make a second game that is a lot more fleshed out with a lot more to do. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe because we publish more content like this every week.